Hello, 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 and how are you doing on today? I pray that all is well with you and your family. Today, I want to talk about healing those inner wounds that we sometimes get as we travel through this thing called life. Healing for the inner wounds, right? A lot of us, we carry burdens from the past, things that happened to us, words that were said, disappointments that we had experienced. And sometimes these things feel like they're still happening. They're still hurting us, even though they're long over. I mean, it has been years, but it still stings. It still hurts. That's what brings me to this topic today, which is something so vital for our well being. What is inner healing? What is it? Okay. Inner healing isn't about forgetting the past, but transforming our relationship with it. It's about tending to emotional wounds so they no longer define our present. They no longer have control of us. We are no longer bound by them. What is the biggest misconception you've heard about healing? Let me know. All right. Put it in the chat. What is the biggest misconception that you have heard about inner healing? So let's break it down. All right. You ready? All right. So, number one, let's talk about the ideal of a wound. We all understand what a physical wound is, right? All right. You scrape your knee, you get a cut, you break a bone. You can see it, you can feel the pain, and you know it needs care to heal. You might put a bandage on it, or if it's serious, or you might get stitches. I can remember many, many years ago when I was a little girl, I was in Bronx, New York, visiting my aunt, outside playing with my aunt. Think about that aunt, but she actually was my age, but she was my aunt. And we were running, and the doors had glass on it. And she pushed me. We were playing, and I cut my arm. And I still have those stitches here today, and it's a reminder of something that happened to me when I was a child, but it has healed. It no longer hurts. And then I also think about where I used to live when I was younger in a house that had wooden floors. And you would run, right? You would get a splinter in your foot. The worst pain, getting a piece of splinter wood in your foot. So my mom would get a needle, right? You hold your foot up, and she's picking the skin on the heel of your foot to get to the splinter. It doesn't hurt when she's going around it, but you're moving your foot because you just know it's going to hurt any minute now. Going around the splinter, removing the skin to get to the splinter. And once you pull it out, you're better. And then sometimes that splinter is so deep that you have to stick the needle in just a little harder to get it out. And you're pushing the outside of the foot to push the splinter out. I can remember that like it was yesterday. And I have many splinters in my foot. But the point is, you have to intentionally get to that splinter, right? Before it causes more damage. Emotional wounds are similar, but they're invisible. No one can see them. They are there, they hurt, right? From the betrayals we have had, from rejections or painful experiences. They don't leave a visible scar on our skin, but they leave a scar on our hearts, our souls, our minds. They can show up as anxiety, fear, anger, or a deep sense of sadness. They can even impact our physical health when we internalize the pain so much that we become physically sick. Just like a physical wound, they need to be tended to as well. We can't just ignore them and expect them to magically disappear. It doesn't work like that. Now, this brings me to the next point, the difference between forgetting and forgiving. This is where a lot of misconceptions come in. Many people think that inner healing means just forget about it, get over it. Have you ever heard that before? Just get over it. But that's not how it works. Our memories are a part of who we are. Trying to completely erase painful memory is like trying to erase a physical scar. The scar is a part of your story, a reminder that you were hurt, but also a testament to the fact that you are healed. This scar on my arm is a testament that I am healed. What is plaguing your heart, your soul, your mind on today that you need to tend to, that you need to intentionally care about so you can heal? Inner healing isn't about forgetting, it's about transforming. It's about taking the painful memory and changing its power over you. We have the power within us to change the pain's power over us. It's about taking the sting out of it. Instead of a wound that keeps hurting, it becomes a scar, a sign of what you have survived and you have overcome. You have survived it, you have overcome it, you're no longer in it, but it still stings. But you are an overcomer. So intentionally deal with the stings of the past so they no longer have control over you. Instead of letting it fester and turn into bitterness, anger, don't let it infect you. It's time to handle it with care. And it's up to you. No one can do it for you. You know, we can play the blame game all day and point fingers. And that person that has caused us so much pain has gone on with their life, but we still hurt because we're still holding on to it. So you have to do the work to intentionally remove the sting from the past. This is where forgiveness comes in. Forgiveness is not about condoning what was done to you. It is not. And it is not giving them an out. It's not about saying what you did was okay. Forgiveness is a gift to give to yourself. It's about releasing the anger, the bitterness, and the desire for revenge that can keep you tied to the person or event that caused you pain. So when we continue to hold on to that anger, the unforgiveness, the bitterness, we have tied ourselves to that person. When you forgive, you're not forgetting. You're choosing to no longer let the memory control your present. You're taking your control back. And this leads me to this beautiful scripture that perfectly captures the heart of the message, and it's in Psalm 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. This verse doesn't say he makes them forget their wounds. It says he heals and he binds them up. It acknowledges the reality of being brokenhearted or having wounds. It tells us that God is a God of healing, a God who sees our pain and steps in to help us mend. This isn't just about a one time prayer, but a process of inviting Him into the broken places of our hearts. Invite Him in so He can heal the broken places. So, what does this look like in practice? It's often a journey that can involve prayer, counseling, talking to a trusted friend, or journaling. It's about being gentle with yourself, giving yourself permission to feel the pain. I know some don't want to feel it, they don't want to go there, but give yourself permission to feel it. They did it and you want to heal, and you no longer want it to have control over you. And then take intentional steps to care for your emotional well being. It's about giving yourself grace to heal. So, in closing, remember, inner healing is a journey, not a destination. It's about facing our past, not running from it. It's about transforming our relationship with our wounds, not forgetting them. And most importantly, it's about inviting God, the ultimate healer, into every part of our story. Those are your battle scars, those wounds, that you are an overcomer and you are a survivor. And I pray that you enjoyed this short teaching and you're going to be intentional about healing your inner wounds. Always remember, you can become a new you, but you must do the work. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.